The man was forced by his mother-in-law to choose at the wedding, either marry a hen or wed the stranger in front of him with a red veil. The mother-in-law looked smug and the relatives all stood on tiptoe waiting for the show. They were sure this useless young master would never pick a chicken for face, but they did not know the man before them was no longer the coward who could be bullied. In his past life his childhood sweetheart had stabbed him in the heart to steal his cultivation secrets. Now the man had been reborn to the day he completed his training, coinciding with the wedding day to fulfill his marriage contract. That deadly disaster in his past life had mistakenly pushed him to the peak of the cultivation world, making him the most powerful master alive. Watching the bride's procession, the man's eyes darkened. In the past life the young lady had personally brought the marriage contract to fulfill the engagement, but this time she only sent a steward with a chicken to the wedding. The crowd mocked him, saying his family had fallen from grace and was bullied. The man knew this life was different from the last. Something must have happened to the young lady behind the scenes. He calmly stepped into the wedding hall. Sure enough, the scene was unlike the last life. The arrogant mother-in-law made him choose between the chicken and the veiled bride, calling it a test for the new husband. The man immediately saw through the trick. The veiled figure was not his fiancée, but her disabled younger sister. If he chose for face, he would fall into their marriage swap trap, being controlled by the family for life. Worse, the air in the hall was filled with a scent meant to suppress him, to drain his power and make him helpless. Understanding the whole plan, he decided to use their trick against them. He ignored the crowd's ridicule and walked straight to the chicken amid shocked stares. The hall erupted in chaos. The bride's parents turned pale with anger. They never expected him to break all rules. He would marry a chicken rather than a disabled second daughter. This completely ruined their plan. The mother-in-law in fury forced him to kneel and sign the contract. In her eyes he had already fallen. A powerless man had no right to speak, but she did not know this man she had humiliated had become the peak master of the world. At that moment the mastermind young lady appeared. She boldly admitted that the swap and humiliation were her idea. She had also been reborn with memories of her past life. In her new life she wanted to discard the man she saw as a burden and attach herself to a higher branch. She then brought a delivery man, claiming he was her chosen new husband. The man looked closely and saw it was the steward's son who had served him before. Yet the bride's parents did not find it strange. Instead they treated him with respect, because he presented a legendary secret manual as a betrothal gift. Watching them handle the papers like precious treasure, the man sneered. The so-called secret was only the most basic fragment of his family manual, and it was a flawed pirated copy. In the past life this pair had stolen it together, seizing what remained of his family assets. Now he would expose their true faces to everyone. At that moment he suddenly felt light within his body. The suppressing scent had run out. His power surged back through his limbs like a rushing river. The killing intent in his eyes could no longer be contained.